All right, welcome back to my channel, everybody. And what we're looking at today is the grade 4 numeracy paper that was held today. So let us quickly go through to see if we could just quickly look at what the solutions are like. So we are at question 1. Question 1 says, let me get a bigger pen. All right. So question 1 says, Andre wants to buy a remote control toy. Um, 4 of these toy options and their prices are given below. Use the information to answer question 1 and 2. Which of the toys is the highest price? So we just basically want to see if we know our numbers. What numbers are the largest up here? It says here that Andre has saved $2,500. Which toy can he buy with the money he has already saved? So that's the amount of money he has already saved. So we're looking for something that is less than $2,500, right? So it has to be this. So whatever this is, it's a van. So he's able to buy the van with that money. Okay. Let's go to question 3. Look at the chocolate bar shown below. The chocolate has 12 pieces. All right. So the question is, Jaden ate 3 pieces of the chocolate from the chocolate bar. What fraction of the chocolate bar did he eat? They did say 3 pieces out of 12. So this is actually 3 out of 12. And if we're not seeing 3 out of 12, that means we're going to reduce this, right? So if we should divide this by 3, we're going to get 1. 12 divided by 3, we're going to get 4. So we are now looking for 1/4 or a quarter. So answer is C. Now, examine the locations of the 4 communities below. We're going to use it to answer question 4. It says here, which place is second from the top? All right. No, my bad. Which place is the second from the stop sign? Second. So second from the stop sign. First from the stop sign is the park. Second from the stop sign is the library. Here is the stop sign. So going this way, the second from the stop sign would have been the library. So the library would be the answer for number 4. Let's go to the next question. It says, look at the numbers at the display of the calculator shown below. Use it to answer question 5 and 6. So we're looking at 1024. It says, what is the value of the digit 2 in the number displayed on the calculator? So this 2 right here has a value of 20. It's in the tens position. So 2 tens will give us 20. So it's actually 2 tens right here. So that is what we have for that number 2. Now let's keep going and look at the number display in the calculator, T, and we're going to use this to answer the questions, all right? Now let's the following would result in the number displayed on the calculator, T. Right? Okay. It's B. If we should add 1024 to 900, you could see 0 plus 4 is 4, 0 plus 2 gives us 2, 9 plus 0 is 9 plus 0 is 9, and then 0 plus 1 is 1, 1924, which is on our screen here. So as you could see, if we add those, we would have gotten that. So they just want to know if you're able to do that. All right. Now let's take a look at this. It says, Shelley is reading the book shown below. Use it to answer questions 7 and 8. So questions 7 and 8, we're going to use it to read that, all right? Questions 7 and 8. Hold on. Okay. All right. It says the introduction of the book is on page 7. Which page number comes just before this page? So they want to know which page number comes just before, all right, this page 6. So you're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7. So the introduction is on 7. Which page number would have come just before that? It had to be page number 6, all right? Shelley almost, so he says Shelley almost halfway through the book, all right? Shelley is almost halfway through the book. The book has 88 pages. On which page could Shelley be reading? So almost. So if you half is to divide by 2, so if we divide this by 2, 2 into itself 1, 2 into the 8, 4, 2 into the 8, 4. Almost, all right? So it's not really there. So you're looking for something very close to 44, and the best response would have been 43 because we're not there, but we're almost there. All right? So 43. All right. Let's see what this one says. It says Ben laid out some cards as shown. Use them to answer question 9 and 10. So these are the cards. It says which is correct, which is a correct representation for the total number of cards shown. All right. All right. All right. 4 tens plus 2. All right. Let's see how many cards we got. So I'm checking. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6, 4 is 24. All right, so 6 times 4, we're looking at 24. Let us see what down here would have matched to our 24. It says so we have 4, 4 tens plus 2. No, that's actually 42. So that's not it. 2 tens plus 4 ones. This is 20 plus 4, which is 24. This is what we're talking about. So this is incorrect. That is incorrect. So our answer is B already. Now, question 10. To count the cards, then place them in groups of 2. How many groups of 2 can he make with the cards? So if he plays them, it's 24. If he plays them in groups of 2, what you could do is to divide by 2 to see how many groups of 2 you will have. All right. 2 into itself is 1. 2 into itself is 1. 2 into that is 2. So you're getting 12 groups of 2. How many groups of 2, right? 12 groups of 2. The 6 faces of a rectangle die, all right, are given. We're looking at them. All right, it says Mark rolled the die twice. Each time Mark rolled the die, he got a different number. Very important. So he's going to roll the die 2 different times, but he's not going to get the same number twice. He added them. So which of these could be the result? So already we know it cannot be 12 because if it is the one die that you're rolling, this would have had to be a 6 plus 6. And this, we cannot get the same number twice. The answer here is 11. One of the times he got a 6, another time he got a 5. It's not possible to get a 2 because you would have had to get a 1 plus a 1 or a 2 plus a 0, and these do not exist. You can't get these. And it cannot be 1 because there is no 0 plus 1. Okay, so the answer is C. Now, Miss Henry buy pencils in different quantities as shown. Use it to answer question 12. All right, so one pencil is for $10, 6 is for 55, 12 is for $90. All right, very good. Now it says Miss Henry has $100, all right, to buy pens. All right. What is the greatest number of pencils? My bad, I've been saying pens, but pencils. What is the greatest number of pencils that she can actually buy? Now, when you take a look at this, um, well, we can get 13 pencils right here because $90 will give me 12, right? So my first $90, that's gonna give me 12. So if I take that 90 from the 100, I get like $10 change. But I could buy another pen with $10. So I'm able to take that $10 and buy one more. So I'll get 13. So I can get 13. All right, that's the largest I could get right there. Look we want to look at the information, the incomplete price list. All right. Joel buy foods every day. So we want to see. All right. So apple 100, mango that, orange, we see that. Right. Okay. This one says melon is $200 per kilogram, but these are each. All right. Let's see what question one. Joel buys the fruits shown below. He receives $50 change from 500. So we want to make note of this. How much money did he pay for the mango. Okay, so basically then, we would have seen where if you take that 500 and you pull out that 50, you're going to realize that he did spend $450, right? Now, no, they're saying that we want to know how much he spent for the mango. Well, what you could do here is, let me see what, in terms of melon, this is per kilogram. So this is what, all right. So that was already bought. So if we should add these up, okay? If we should add all of this up, for example, this is 100 plus another 100 plus 200 here. We're looking at 400 there. That means he spent $50 for the mango. You could see where the 450 would have come from. So we're looking at 50 that would have been missing right here for the mango. Okay. So it's 50 for the mango. And that would have shown you that he spent $450, then getting back a $50 change. All right. All right, let's go. It says Ray is taking all the boxes shown below in his card. Use the information to answer question 14. All right, let's see. So we have some box. Ray has made 3 trips to his car so far. For each trip, all right, so he made 3 trips. Let me just kind of quickly highlight that. So he made 3 trips. And then now for each trip, he took 4 boxes. Okay, all right. For his final trip, how many boxes rated to? All right, so basically then, so you want to mark off how many fours you could get. All right, so that's one. You could just mark off the fours, that's another. And then you could mark off another four, that's another. All right, so you could see that 1, 2, 3 trips, that's 12. So those we had 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we got 14. So for the last trip, he's gonna have 2 for the last trip, right? How many in the final trip? It would have been 2 since he would have been taking 3 each time. All right. All right. Sean and Brian have the same number of marbles. All right. Sean put his marbles in groups of 3 and had none left. So it is a multiple of 3. It could be 3, it could be 6, it could be 9, it could be 12, it could be 15, and so on. Brian put his marbles in multiples of 4 and had some left over. All right. How many marbles could Brian have? Now, what you're going to do here is to understand that both of them have multiples of 3, and then we're going to use that to answer this because now we're going to divide by 4 to see what left over. So it couldn't have been this. It could not have been this either because if you put them in sets of 4, there could not be any left over. It so let us see. They did say Brian put is in groups of 4, so it could not be that either. So it had to be 15, where you could see where so they had 15 marbles, where Sean could have put his in five's group, 5 groups of threes. So threes, he could get 5 groups, yeah. And then if Brian decided to put it in fours, he's gonna get 3 groups, right? He's going to get 3 groups of 4s, right? And that is going to have like 3 left over to make that 15. So 15 is a good number there based on the context, right? So 15 is what we're looking for that answer. Let's go to the next question, 15. So number 15 is 15, right? All right. All right. So the mass of a pineapple, uh, some bananas, and soursop are given. Use this information. So the pineapple is 900, the banana is 600, and the soursop is 700. And these are grams. All right, so we have 967, which could be said about the mass of the soursop. Okay, what could you say about the mass of the soursop? So you could see the mass of the soursop is the one between. All right, they says has the same mass as the pineapple. No, this is not true. Is lighter than the banana. It's not true. It's heavier than it. is heavier than the pineapple. This is false. Is heavier than the bananas. Yes, it is. So the soursop is actually heavier than the banana. So number 16 is D. We want to examine the actual departure and arrival time of a bus traveling from Kingston to Montego Bay below. The bus makes a stop at Ocho and then continues to Montego Bay. Use the information to answer questions 17 and 18. It says route, we have Kingston to Ocho Rios to Montego Bay. So Kingston to Ocho Rios, we're going to be looking like this. You departed in the morning, 9 a.m. You arrived 2.5 hours later. And then from Ocho Rios to Montego Bay, you left 12 noon and you reached 2 p.m. All right. It says here, what time does the bus arrive in Montego Bay? Right? What time does the bus arrive in Montego Bay? So you want to take a look at Ocho Rios to Montego Bay, departure, arrival. So it arrived in Montego Bay at 2 p.m. So it arrived in Montego Bay right here, 2 p.m. The next question says, where is the bus likely to be at, okay, when it's 11:40 a.m.? You're going to check the timeline, 11:40. 11:40, it means that you have already arrived in Ocho Rios, but you haven't left for Montego Bay as yet. You are in Ocho Rios because you're going to leave 12 noon from Ocho Rios. So we are in Ocho Rios at 11:40. 11:40, we're probably grabbing a patty, grabbing a juice, relaxing a little bit because we're about to go. All right. All right. So we're in Ocho Rios at that time. Question 19. Examine the picture of the school's football field below. Use it to answer question 19. The school wants to know the amount of space covered by the football field. They know they need the length of the football field. Okay. Which of the following does the school also need? All right. So if you want to know, so we're talking about the space covered. It's not just the length. We need the length, and which is length here. We also need the width. We need the width as well. Okay. We need both. So let's see. The width of the goalpost now, the width of the football field, this is the answer. The width of the circle now, the width of the school now. We need the width of the football field as well. Let's go to number 20. The diagram below shows a pair of paper scissors. Use it to answer question 20. Which of the following best represents the length of the paper scissors? All right. The length of the scissors is like your hand middle with your fingers and your palm. Those are measured in centimeters. So kilometer is too much, meter is too much, centimeter is perfect. This is a little bit too small, right? So centimeters would be perfect. Voila. It's like a pencil. Centimeters will be good. All right, let's take a look at this question. It says, Mr. Jackson will be camping in the tent shown below. The side and front of the tent are labeled. Look at the tent carefully and then use it to answer 21. Which shape is not seen on the side or on the front of Mr. Jackson's tent? So which shape is not seen? So you're talking about what it is that we cannot identify. We see a triangle there, okay, on the front. Um, Let me read what this is. So that's the side. Which shape is not seen on the side or the front? So it's both. All right, so we're seeing squares, we're seeing rectangles. So because here is a rectangle I'm seeing on the side. I'm seeing squares. I haven't seen any circles, so I'm not seeing any circle. 21 is actually a circle. We're not seeing that shape right there. Let's go to this. It said Samantha is drawing a symmetrical house. She has completed one side of the house. When she completes the drawing, she will be able to Let me read again. Samantha is joined, oh, symmetrical. Okay, got you. So it's symmetrical. That's the key word right here. She has completed one side. When she is completing the other side, she's able to fold along the blue line. Yes, she can do that. And she can see the shape match exactly on the other side. You could do that. Uses the answer number 22. All right. All right. So let us look. Which of the following represents the completed join of the other side? So if you're going to see the join on the other side, I could quickly show you what it's going to look like on the other side. On the other side, you're going to have this, you're going to have this, you're going to have this, and you're going to have this coming down here like that. You're definitely going to have this coming here and this here, and this will mimic itself here. Like you're going to see this. So you're looking for that. You're looking for that. You're looking for that. No, no, no. I'm looking for this. Everybody seen that? You seen that? Yeah. So it would be um, B for the other side. All right, the diagram below shows the path Lee walk from school to home. Use it to answer question 23 and 4. Let's zoom out a little bit. So we have school, from school to home, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we see everything right there. All right, it says, how many corners are there in the path taken by Lee from school to home? How many corners? We're just going to count them. So this is going to be the first corner. This is going to be the second corner. This is going to be the third corner. It's going to be the fourth corner. This is going to be the fifth corner. This is going to be the sixth corner. So I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners as he walked from school to home. So we're seeing 6 corners there. I don't know if you see any more. That's a path. The corners will be right there. You can see the key for the corners, but you'll see them nonetheless. All right. So it's 6. We're seeing 6 corners. All right. All right. Next question. Which place along Lee's walk from school to home has no straight sides? Has no straight sides. Which place has no straight side? So you're looking for a circular thing. The park is circular. The park is circular. So this answer is the park. It has no straight sides. It's curvy. Okay, let's keep going. Let's blow this up a little bit. Question 25. Sheldon midterm break starts on Wednesday. Tomorrow is Good Friday. Which of the following is certain? Okay. Today is Thursday. So read the question. It says, shall a midterm break starts on Wednesday? On Wednesday. So definitely and tomorrow on Wednesday. Okay. And then it says tomorrow is Good Friday. Tomorrow. That means today's Thursday. All right. Today's Thursday. I'm certain today is Thursday because if tomorrow is Good Friday, that means today is Thursday. So A is the answer. I mean, Sheldon will return to school on Wednesday. We don't know that. Sheldon's midterm break will start we don't know that. It will rain. We don't know. But what we do know that today is Thursday because tomorrow is Good Friday. That's the key piece of information there. The diagram below shows a balanced scale with equal weights on each side. All right, so you could see equal weights on each side, and that's crucial. We know that this is 60. All right, so the question says, which number would be represented by n? So you could see we don't know what this is, but if that side is 60 and this is 20, if I take this 60 and I subtract that 20 from the 60, it's going to tell me that this has to be 40 for there to be a balance. So n has to be 40 for everything to be balanced as they suggest. Let us go. We are almost there. It says here, the picture below shows a bag of sweets that Talia has. T represents the number of sweets that Talia has. Use the information to answer question 7. 27. It says Talia gave 3 sweets to Nicole. Okay. So she has tea sweets. And when she gave, to give is to subtract. So she take out 3, she minus 3 from that, right? Which of the following represents the number of sweets that Talia now have? Well, she's gonna have t minus 3. So it will be D for that answer right there. Let's keep going. We're almost there. Susan timetable is shown below. Use it to answer question 28 to 30. So we're looking at what you have for Monday, math, language arts, social studies, and so on and so on, right? Now let's take a look. Which subject does Susan have twice per week? All right. Which subjects? Twice per week, you could look through any doubling up. Twice per week, it's not math. Twice per week, it's not language arts. Social studies is once per week. You just got to go through. I'm seeing, all right, reading. I'm seeing reading. I'm seeing reading 2 times for the week. Also, I'm seeing science 2 times for the week. I'm seeing science and reading. I'm definitely seeing these 2 times for the week because there's a reading here, there's another reading here, here, my bad. So we have readings Wednesdays and Fridays only, and then we have science on Thursday and Friday. I'm not seeing anything else, and it has to be those two. So that's it. So you're just looking for them to see the ones that comes just 2 times for the week, and then you keep moving on. All right. All right, let's go. Question 29, it says, on which day does Susan have science after lunch? Right, so you go for your after lunch, right? So after lunch, here is lunch. Look, is there any science here? Well, we have science here on a Thursday. And that's how you read your timetable. Look in that column, but after lunch first, you see your science, it's a Thursday. So on a Thursday, we have science after lunchtime. How many subjects does Susan have on her timetable? Is to circle the ones, let me go big. We're gonna circle what we got. Language arts, 1, math, 2, social studies, 3, music, 4, reading, 5, PE, 6, science, 7, art, 8. And this is a good strategy. You cross out the things as you go. So I did say 8. So we're looking for 8. So the number of subjects on the timetable is 8. All right. I hope I didn't make any error um, counting. Definitely, it's 8. Thank you for watching and subscribe to the channel. Share this video and see you next time. Oh, matter of fact, I will be looking at the performance stats in a little while too.